The Summer Food Festival, the Malcolm X Fest, Christmas and back-to-school giveaways, and many other events are all under the banner of Voice of the Youth. Well, KCRA3's Mike Carroll wanted to know more about the Voice of the Youth and spent time over the past year getting to know just who the Voice of the Youth is and what they do.
A Monday evening in February 2024.
So when we talk about the model of what we want to represent, the no excuse factors in our life, regardless of what hits you in life, you got to keep doing what? Showing up. You got to keep showing up.
High school students from across the Sacramento area, freshmen to seniors, gather for a meeting of VOY, Voice of the Youth.
It will be the voice of the youth because the youth need to have a voice. Why? Because I remember the time when I didn't have a voice. When I tap you on your shoulder, say what you want to be.
An organization created by Barry Axios to motivate black youth in high school.
I want to be an influence to younger people.
Beautiful. My background in education, I went to like 5 different high schools. No one was negligent. I had tutors, I had all that, but just something didn't click. And when I got kicked out of that school, that was the first time that as a young person, I really felt racism, educational racism or institutional racism, the structure of racism. I felt it firsthand. Some of those things that you go through in life, you hold them. You never forget them. Positivity. Let's go positivity. And hands like this, hands like this, and...
Barry wants to inspire these young people by introducing them to what their lives can be after high school.
Right now at this level, likely it's going to be your first level jobs, right?
Speakers are brought in to advise students on what to wear for part-time or summer job interviews.
Starting wages are usually about $22 an hour.
As well as employers who hire high school students. As well as field trips, roller skating, bowling. Things and places many of these young people have never done or been to, like the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Think for a second about what you want to be.
Voice of the Youth kicked off in 2008, then pivoted in a big way in 2013 when Barry's daughter, then attending San Diego State University, called him.
She calls me up, she said, "Hey Dad, I got an opportunity for you." I'm like, "What's up?" "I want you to come be the keynote speaker to our BSU convention." I said, "What?" I'm ready to drop off. I said, you serious? She's all, "Yes." I said, "Oh, wow." So I'm super juiced. I'm hyped up. I'm like, "Oh, this is great." And she's all, "But you know what? You should bring some of the VOY kids." I said, "You know what? That would be great. You could do a little college tour. We can, show them around the campus, I said, "All right."
In that moment, the Voice of the Youth college tours began.
I'm excited because it's just showing me that next step.
I'm excited. I've never really been outside Sacramento, and if I have been, I haven't really seen that much.
Thanks to them, I was on my first plane ride. I got to visit New York, New Jersey, travel to different states.
Joshua Hamilton is a graduate of the Voice of the Youth college tours. Now in his second year at Sierra College and a running back on their Wolverines football team.
He gives you that chance, no matter what you've been through, no matter the circumstance, how you grew up, he's going to give you that chance, that opportunity, and he's going to help you go further, and I feel like that's really the big thing that a lot of people need is a chance.
I think Voice of the Youth, teaches you how to excel.
I'm starting my freshman year in high school. I've always wanted to go on a college tour and things like that. So when I heard college tour, I definitely was a yes. Like, I really wanted to go.
Because a lot of kids say that's my dream school, but they've never been to the school.
My first college tour was in 2022. I went to Atlanta, Tennessee, and Alabama. I've never been there before, so it was definitely a really eye-opening opportunity.
Going on my second college tour, I definitely had a lot of high expectations, and they were completely fulfilled.
90% of our kids who go to the VOY college tours end up being at one of those colleges that we go to, end up graduating out of college.
It sets up like the ambition and the excitement for being able to go away.
College tours that easily cost thousands to tens of thousands of dollars.
You're looking at $50,000 easily. You talk about flights, you talk about rentals, you talk about different things that you want to do, activities, the fun stuff. It's just a lot of money, but it's all worth it because the experience, it lasts a lifetime. I got kids to this day that still talk about college tours in 2014.
Barry Axios earned his college degree in culinary arts, which has served him well in Voice of the Youth fundraising, because none of the cost for these field trips and college tours comes out of the pockets of the Voice of the Youth students, but is paid for through fundraising events, crab feed dinners, the Summer Food Festival.
When you see that there's more past Sacramento, you understand that you have something to strive for, you have something to look forward to. And a lot of those times when you go on those college tours, you see our culture is excellent. Because here you don't really see a lot of our culture in Black excellence, right? And there it's an everyday thing. It gives the youth a lot of motivation. So I love what he's doing.
And many other events that are held throughout the year.
It really does feel like I'm there right now. I'm on the right track. I'm on the right path. Like when I go on these college tours, I get to see like this is where I can be and this is where I will be.
My top school is Texas Southern University, so that was really nice. It was very eye-opening.
This is meant for me.
So I met Barry when I was 13, 14 years old.
Xavier Smalls acted in theater in high school, but came to the Voice of the Youth with the goal of getting into either real estate or dentistry.
He wanted to go to real estate. I just told him, you're too handsome for that, man. I said, you're too handsome.
He set me on the roadmap to success.
I said, I think that you could do acting, and I feel like you should pursue that.
He's seen something in me that I didn't necessarily see in myself.
With Xavier and some other kids, I said, we're going to New York. They've never been to New York before.
Once I started doing what he had recommended, I just fell in love with the craft of acting. And then I got this audition.
And now this young man is connected with Tyler Perry in one TV show, has a movie on its way. You know, he's breaking the ground of his greatness. He's continuing, as we like to say, follow the Black blueprints. He's continuing to be the man that I always knew he would be.
Because it's a job now. It's on me to get my work done, and it's on me to go further in life if I want to.
So Voice of the Youth has definitely showed us there's more opportunities.
Expose, experience, excel. We expose them, we give them one hell of an experience. It's up for them to excel.
I either want to own my own business or I want to do real estate, you know, make my own money.
We move with love. We move with motivation. We move as a unit, not separating. None of this stuff was just thought out. I just went with what felt right. We got each other? Yeah. I'm not saying that, you know, every young person needs to have a college degree, but every young person needs to have a plan. Team Boy on 3! I'm just so culturally connected that I am proud to be Black. I'm proud. And I feel that we need some of the help, and I want to be one of the catalysts to be the help. I want to be a server, but I serve all community. I love all community. I love humanity.
Team Boy on me, Team Boy on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Team Boy!
With the Voice of the Youth in Sacramento, I'm Mike Carroll, KCRA 3 News.
Wow, what an amazing story. Barry tells KCRA that including the younger students on the college tours instills in them a higher level of maturity and educational drive. Well, at this very moment, they are in San Diego taking students on a college tour. So if you want to learn more, you can visit the Voice of the Youth Facebook page.